All right, you two squids, a little education here. Get your plywood, get your beadboard. Glue your beadboard to your plywood first. Glue it, let it set, then put your pattern on and cut it out. Okay, don't try to do these individually or else they won't match. If you don't want to use beadboard, I went and bought 1x6 tongue and groove pine, put it on the table, put the glue on there, put the big clamps on, sucked it all together, then put my plywood on, ripped it, then cut the patterns out. Or cut your patterns out, you don't have to rip it. Beadboard's cheaper, but just my choice. Okay, one tool you're gonna have to get for this project is a digital LED bevel, okay? Because can't rely on the chop saw. This is more accurate. And when you're trying to figure out angles on stuff, you know, you just move this around, it tells you exactly what it is. Get yourself, it's like $8 or something. Digital doohickey. Okay. Once that thing's cut out and it's all set up, the next thing that you're going to put on there is this guy. Okay, your little bow piece. It's going to go right on the top here, your next step. You need to glue this with wood glue and screw it from the bottom. Okay, I got Gorilla wood glue. Don't use the Gorilla glue because it'll blow out and make a big mess and it'll look ugly. So get the wood glue. Okay, so put that on there. Make sure that this thing is perfect. Mark where the back edge is so that you get the right angle on there. Hang this thing over the side. Get something on here. Once you glue it, put a clamp on here and screw it from the bottom. Let that thing set on there. Okay? While this thing is set on there, you need to figure out whatever you use, whether you use beadboard. If you use beadboard, just use the instructions. If you use something different, your inside dimension to the outside of your sides needs to be 7 3/4 inches. Otherwise, your shelves are kind of skinny. Okay? So I put benite on all these sides so that when I stain it, it stains evenly. So take your whole sheet, put the benite on it, both sides, let it dry before you work with it. Okay? Benite. Okay? On your marine grade plywood. Marine grade plywood is a little bit more money, but the grain is tighter. There's very few imperfections. If you just go and get 1/4 inch regular plywood, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, you get marine grade 1/4 inch plywood. It's about $50 a sheet. Okay, so when this thing is on here, whatever side you decide to have facing out, okay, this inside dimension from this side to inside needs to be 7 3/4. Okay. I made the mistake of not picking that up when I put the thicker board on there. My shelves were so skinny that I didn't have, my trim was too skinny. Okay? So, after this piece on here dries, you're going to set these on here like so. Okay? Matched up with the angle. You're going to glue it and you're going to screw it. Okay? And so they're going to be sticking out here at an angle on both sides, drying, okay? And part of that process is cutting this angle so that when it comes together at the top, that those are flush, okay? So you need to, that's where you mess around that angle. So you'll have that thing sitting on there. You need a wide table so they can go out and set on the table, and they're tight. Be nice and tight. Otherwise, this will come off, or you try to do it all at the same time. Okay, so when both of these are on, you're going to need 2 tables. When both of these are sitting on here and they're glued and stapled and they sat overnight, they're both going to be sitting on here like this. Go get your ratchet strap, put it over the top, all the way around, bring it to the back, okay? And you're going to ratchet that thing on there. And when you do that, before you pull it tight, you're going to have your shelves already in here. 11 inches apart, your shelves will all be in here. And then you put glue on the edge of each one of those shelves, pull that thing tight, okay, and screw her down. Now, the transom piece that goes on here, okay, this here sits on top, no it doesn't, sits on here like this. Okay, you're going to want to glue that and screw that before you pull this thing around. Okay, there's going to be some extra sticking over, don't worry about that. Take your jigsaw and cut from the outside in. Otherwise, if you go this way, I learned, it splinters the wood. Okay, go this way, doesn't seem to splinter the wood, and you're not going to see it anyway. Okay, so this, sides come on, shelves are already put in there. Now, the shelves, what I did was that I pre-drilled out where the shelves go. I drew a line, pre-drilled that out, put the shelf on there, screwed it from the back side, and glued it so that when I went to put this on, it's all ready to go. Okay? Now, when you go to do your trim pieces, okay, your trim, these guys over there, you're going to do your inside spacers first. Put all your spacers in. Use these little hand clips. You're just going to glue those in. All the spacers. There's like 6 of them. Boom, boom, boom. All the way around. Glue those in. Let them set. Let them dry. Take your next one, your inside rail. Same thing. Put glue on there on the end where the contact points are. Let that sit on there. Let it dry. Third one. Again, you got to cut it so that the tops, look good. Make sure these are all pre-stained before you put them on there. Same type of thing. Put your outside one on. Hold it to the outside. Glue it. Then, when you're doing that, cheapest pneumatic stapler I found is a Hitachi, 89 bucks. Okay? Then you're going to hit that thing from both sides. If you try to do it at once, the staple is going to push the wood out. Okay? So, chink, 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 all the way down. Okay? Here's a mistake I made. I forgot to put the bow piece on here before I put this on there. Now I got to glue it and screw it from the back side. This guy here, where your rope goes through. So put this on before you put this on. And your personal choice, they can hang over, or you can draw a line and cut them so that they're flush. I kind of actually think the flush ones look better. Okay? So that's pretty much it. The bottom little doohickey down there, what the hell is that thing called? This piece down here in the bottom, put that on last. This one here I didn't do all the way done, because this one, I'm going to paint this one first, sand it all down, fill all the holes in with wood filler, sand it all down, paint it, and when the outside's all painted, then I can put the trim pieces on. Because you don't want to paint this, you don't want to stain this after you've already tried to put all these railings on, or it's going to look like shit. And Cameron, if you got any weight in you, it's going to look like shit if you try to do it that way. So I hope you two knuckleheads can figure this out on your own. You can send the check to 948 Sailview Lane, Camino Island, $49.95. I do take credit cards. Bye.